Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
New at noon, snowplow drivers in a northeastern Minnesota county are now behind the wheel again after going on strike, leaving streets filled with snow. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Martin Luther King Day. I'm Jordan Schreier. The Teamsters Local 320 union went on strike last Wednesday, citing differences over the health care and sick leave. A representative from the union posted on Facebook this morning that they had reached an agreement that both parties could be proud of. The tentative agreement was reached after 15 hours of mediation, and union members are expected to vote on the new settlement this afternoon. During the strike, the county used public works supervisors and other qualified staff to fill in and plow the roads. A spokesperson for the county said that the replacements had about 70% of the roads plowed by the time they finished on Saturday. Taking that live look outside right here. Luckily, no snow right now, but not so luckily, it's pretty cold out there. To see just how chilly we are right now, let's head on over to meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good afternoon. We're looking at conditions that are still frigid. We're still below the 0-degree mark in a lot of spots. 2 below currently in Fargo. It's 4 below in Grand Forks and a bunch of 4 belows on the map there. Valley City, Oaks, Gwinner, back up to Hallock, all at 4 below. And it's still only 8 below in Wahpeton and Fergus Falls. But this is a huge improvement on this morning's temperatures that dip down into the teens to even 20s below 0. And that's how it feels right now when you factor in that wind. Our wind chill advisory has expired at the top of the hour, but we're looking at some wind chills that are still quite low into the 20s below here in Hallock, 24 below. It's 21 below in Grand Forks and Fargo. Feels like 19 below. So frigid here in the valley. Even as we're trying to warm things up, that south wind just starting to kick in, and that's going to help us out to recover from these cold temperatures. There are still some places struggling with visibility. Hallock's down to 1.25 miles, but overall we're looking better here today. And notice what happens even after the sun sets tonight. Our temperatures drop a little bit, but then they hold steady, and that's thanks to that warmer air moving in. And we'll let you know what that means for the day for Tuesday and the rest of the week ahead, too, coming up in just a few minutes.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa. The city of Fargo is asking people again to move their cars overnight so crews can clean the streets. The city ordered all cars off east-west roads overnight so snowplow drivers could clean up after the weekend storm. And cars that weren't moved were towed starting at 2 this morning. The same thing will be going on overnight into Tuesday morning on the north-south streets in the downtown area. Towing will again start at 2 a.m. tomorrow. You can use the city ramps and lots, and overnight you can also park on the avenues that were just cleared. Bemidji police want your help finding a missing teenager. 16-year-old Benjamin Lowry Jr. was last seen near the public library Friday evening. Police say Lowry left the area voluntarily and nothing about the case seems suspicious. He was wearing khaki jeans, a black hooded sweatshirt, gray Nikes, and a baseball cap. Contact the Bemidji police if you have any information about him. The state of North Dakota is reporting a slight decline in oil production for the last recorded month. The Department of Mineral Resources says that the state produced an average of 1.51 million barrels a day in November. That's a decrease of about 2,500 barrels a day from the previous month. The state also saw a decrease in natural gas production. In November, North Dakota produced about 94 billion cubic feet of gas. That was down from the 95.3 billion mark set in October. America celebrates civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, and here are a couple of events that are going on in the FM Metro. Concordia College is hosting a series of events all day. There is a speaker at 1:30 in the auditorium, as well as breakout sessions all day long. Then tonight at 6:30, the Fargo Theater is hosting the annual MLK celebration. The Fargo Human Relations Commission is honoring Dr. King's life and legacy and is recognizing local folks who are doing great work in the community. The New York Times has endorsed Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar for the Democratic nomination for president. The paper also endorsed Senator Elizabeth Warren. Editors say they picked the 2 most effective candidates from the moderate and progressive sides of the party. The Times noted age and his occasional gaffes as to why former Vice President Joe Biden wasn't selected, adding that it's time for Biden to pass the torch to a new generation of political leaders. Meanwhile, today the White House and House Democrats are getting ready for the start of the impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. Jeff Bennett has a preview of what we can expect.
This morning, House Democrats and the White House preparing to spar on the Senate floor, with opening arguments in the president's impeachment trial expected to kick off tomorrow. President Trump on the attack.
By these radical left lunatics, I get impeached.
The House impeachment managers huddling on Capitol Hill this weekend, planning and strategizing how they'll prosecute the case against President Trump. Those Democrats, as required by the rules, releasing their outline for the case, writing in part that President Trump abandoned his oath to faithfully execute the laws and betrayed his public trust. President Trump's misconduct presents a danger to our democratic processes, our national security, and our commitment to the rule of law. He must be removed from office.
There is ample evidence, overwhelming evidence. Any jury would convict in 3 minutes flat.
Mr. Trump's impeachment legal team pushing back, calling the Democrats' case fatally flawed and brazen and unlawful. One of the president's trial attorneys, Alan Dershowitz, offering a preview of the defense, arguing that the president should not be impeached even if House managers prove their case for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
I think that the conduct does not rise to the level of an impeachable offense.
It's all unfolding as a new book by Pulitzer Prize-winning Washington Post reporters Philip Rucker and Carol Leonnig paints a fuller picture of the Trump presidency at this pivotal moment.
This is a president who puts his own interests often above the country, according to many of the senior aides we interviewed.
He'll lash out at his aides and he'll do whatever it takes publicly to try to survive politically, and that's what we'll probably see in impeachment.
One important step in the impeachment process has still not been decided. That's whether Democrats will be able to call new witnesses to testify. As for the president, he heads to Switzerland tonight for the World Economic Forum. 2 astronauts embark on a spacewalk to upgrade batteries on the International Space Station. Jessica Meir and Christina Cook went out this morning. Meir was on screen right with the red stripes on her spacesuit. Now they will install a new battery and remove 2 older ones. In our consumer alert this afternoon, the matchup for Super Bowl 54 is set, and Blue Apron wants to help with your party. The Game Day Party Eats Box is on sale and includes a party playbook with chef tips on how to prepare and sequence the 5 dishes. The menu serves 6 to 8 and includes deviled eggs, Cajun shrimp lettuce wraps, or cups rather, and barbecue chicken sandwiches. But you better hurry. It's on sale through January 22nd for delivery by January 31st. Super Bowl 54 is on February 2nd. And to help celebrate every occasion, the U.S. Postal Service is giving us a sneak peek at the new Celebrate Forever stamp. Now, the stamp will be available next month and is perfect for birthdays, a new job, or a retirement. It will be officially unveiled at the 2020 Stamp Show in Mesa, Arizona. Yes, that exists on February 14th. You can order the stamps at the postal store, online, or at any post office.